Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 18 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Today's actually going to be the very last episode with this Mega Blastoise team that I've been using for the last 2 weeks or so. It's been a really fun run with it, but I do want to try out some new Pokemon strategies. As always, if you have any suggestions for what you'd like to see, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'm always open, and definitely want to try out some different Pokemon and maybe some more wacky stuff. Once again, we're really towards the end of the VGC 18 season now. We've only got Worlds left, and obviously that's going to be a really incredible event. But I'm sure at this point, it feels like people aren't as interested in just watching a lot of battling content, as we're going to find Vegas from New York with the rating of 1502. So yeah, I'm excited to just try out some more eccentric stuff and kind of get ready for VGC 19 and really start the content train once that's out. As always, though, I appreciate you guys for watching my content, and if you do enjoy these videos, please share your support by leaving a like. I'd really appreciate it. Really interesting team here. It's a Vivillon, a Tapu Fini, Gardevoir, Koko, Incineroar, and a Serperior. So I don't even know what to expect here. I think I'm going to go with Driftlele because it feels like if I just get some speed control off, that'll be really good in this game. Probably just Blastoise Bulu. I'm going to go with the big four here. Amoonguss is always tempting, especially against a Koko, Fini, and the Serperior, but Gardevoir is scary enough where maybe I don't want to bring it. And Incineroar, obviously. So I was talking about this a little bit before the game started, but yeah, I think ultimately this team is quite one-dimensional, and I think like it says something that I'm not bringing Amoonguss or Hydreigon much. The main issue is that if I bring Driftlele Blastoise, I always need something to hit water types, and Fini's been on like every other team that we've went up against, so I kind of need to bring Bulu. So having another pick that could threaten Fini would be really good for this team. I think, for example, if I had an electric-type Pokemon, something like Koko, even Xurkitree could be interesting in a team like this where I could potentially get a turn to set up. That would be kind of cool to explore, but yeah, something like Specs Koko I think could make some sense, because then I'm not forced to bring Bulu 100% of the time, and it still has pretty optimal matchups against a lot of things. Either way, this should be an interesting game. My opponent's definitely got some cool picks, especially the Serperior and the Vivillon. Seen those in previous years of VGC, not as much in VGC 2018. I don't know if you guys can hear, but the ice cream truck is outside. I want to run down and get some ice cream so badly. Been craving ice cream for a long time. And kind of reminds me of a kid always running out with like $3 in hand and buying ice cream. It's going to be Vivillon and Gardevoir. I mean, kind of want to just Tailwind Protect turn one. Vivillon has a bunch of things, you know, Compound Eyes, Rage Powder, Sleep Powder as well. Could just go for an attack, honestly. I mean, Gardevoir traces Psychic Surge. I mean, I always have to worry about Trick Room, but I really doubt my opponent has Trick Room on this team. I think I actually am going to attack here with Lele. Reason being, Hyper Voice isn't going to do too much to me. If you put me to sleep, then I already burn a turn of sleep immediately. And there's a chance that Drifloon is the one getting put to sleep. So if Drifloon gets put to sleep, I don't get any damage off against Vivillon, then it can Sleep Powder me because it probably has Focus Sash. Yeah. By the way, I was going to tell a fun story. One time when I was a little kid, my mom gave me a couple bucks to buy a milkshake from like the ice cream truck, as I do get the Tailwind up. I got my milkshake, and I was so excited that I ran 3 steps, tripped, and it just all fell. It was very sad. As Vivillon does have Sash, but is slower than Tapu Lele. I actually don't remember that it's base speed. Sleep Powder did end up going out into Drifloon, though, so it ended up being a good call to attack there. And we're going to see Calm Mind. Interesting. I mean, Bulu just probably still one-shots it. It does do substantially more damage now, though, and its attacks are boosted, actually, by the Psychic Terrain. I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball. I'm contemplating Z-moving here just to guarantee the knockout onto Vivillon, but we could also see Incineroar switch out, so I'm going to Moonblast instead. Waking up with Drifloon sooner than later would actually be really helpful for me, because I can like set up Rain Dance, can go for Shadow Ball onto Gardevoir as well. Calm Mind Mega Guard is pretty interesting, though. I do like that a lot, and one of my favorite Pokemon. I used Calm Mind Sylveon in 2015 at Worlds, and that was one of my favorite sets. It was like a Chesto Rest set with Gothitelle, so you trap them in, cycle in something intimidates, and then Sylveon can kind of just set up. So we're actually just going to see a Side Shot come out, so probably trading losing Drifloon here. Yeah, that's really strong. I am worried about that Incineroar in the back potentially, so I think I'd rather bring out Blastoise right now, which pressures it a little bit more. This Gardevoir is a huge threat right now in their Psychic terrain. I could have Shadow Ball Moonblasted Gardevoir turn 1, but I don't even know if that knocks out because Gardevoir is pretty specially defensive. I don't want to bring Bulu out in case Incineroar comes out. It is Incineroar coming out, so I feel a little bit better about my decision there. My opponent does have Tapu Fini, but you'd have to switch out one of these into Tapu Fini to get anything going. So I'm totally content just going for a Water Spout. And a Moonblast. Yeah. Had I brought out Bulu here, I actually would have been in a really awful spot because I'm Scarf Bulu, I'm intimidated, and Incineroar gets the Fake Out. So yeah, Pokemon decisions, like deciding what to bring out can be really important some days, or sometimes. Especially on a hyper-offensive team like mine, so you know, you do want to consider like all the possibilities. Either way, Moonblast Water Spout won't knock out Gardevoir, but it should do enough. The only downside is if Incineroar protects and Gardevoir Psyshocks to knock out Blastoise, so I'm kind of worried about that. No Protect comes out though, which is good. We'll see how much Moonblast does. Not much at all, actually. That's so bulky after the Calm Mind. Jeez. Actually, don't get the knockout onto Incineroar either. Gardevoir ups the Hyper Voice though instead of Psyshocking, which is interesting. Oh my goodness, that does so much damage. Well, that's certainly scary, but that's definitely Assault Vest Incineroar, and now I can just bring out Bulu. Yeah. That is really scary, though. I could have doubled up into Incineroar. That would have been better. But if Incineroar does have Protect there, I guess I'm kind of screwed either way if Incineroar has Protect. No, not really. Okay, if Incineroar has Protect, then I just knock out. Or Gardevoir doesn't knock either thing out. Okay, I want to give my opponent a free switch in right now. I'm going to just Moonblast Incineroar. And it's probably better to lock into Woodhammer at this point. I kind of want to Z-move Incineroar, especially if Serperior is my opponent's last one. But I think I'll just go for the Moonblast here. This is a scary game. I mean, it's been so fast-paced, but... Calm Mind Gardevoir, really not what I expected. And Gardevoir just protects. Okay, that's fine. So I'll knock out Incineroar here. It does mean a free switch in for my opponent, though. Oh, this is going to be a close finish. Especially if it is the Serperior, which I think you probably bring it for my opponent. But a Woodhammer will knock out Gardevoir still. Yeah, that was probably my opponent's best play. Just sack the Tailwind or get rid of the Tailwind. All right, what's the last one? Show me Superior. I want to see Superior. If it's Fini, oh yeah, that's game over. I wanted to see Superior because I thought it would have been a little bit more interesting, where I get the knockout onto the Gardevoir, and then Superior has to make the call of who to target, and then it would be a 1v1 situation potentially. But yeah, I'm just gonna Woodhammer and Z move now. I think it's still my best play to target Gardevoir because like my opponent has to go for the double. Doesn't know I'm Scarfed yet either. Or I guess Bulu did go before Layla this last turn, so you should probably know. The only scary thing is if the Fini here actually has Icy Wind. So I'm kind of worried about that. If my opponent goes for a double. No, it doesn't go for it though. Okay, cool. So that's game over. Yeah, I mean, you should still target Gardevoir there, especially if you don't know your opponent's set. Sometimes, like, predicting your opponent to go for a double and targeting the opponent can actually be really helpful. Especially if they actually do end up getting the double. But in a game like this, it's just not worth risking. So we're going to end up winning, but that was a really scary game. I mean, the Incineroar was able to hang on because of the Assault Vest. Gardevoir did so much damage. And, yeah, fast-paced game for sure. But one that was pretty exciting. Psychic there does just under barrier range as Fini goes for a Gleam. So, gonna knock me out, but Bulu here now can just click Woodhammer and seal up the deal. And the reason why I locked into Woodhammer was because I knew Superior was potentially in the back, and if I am playing the 1v1, I need more damage as opposed to healing. Especially if Superior is going to Leaf Storm to increase its damage output. So I want to knock it out as quickly as possible as opposed to healing. I think the healing will probably be marginal once it gets one Leaf Storm boost up. But should be able to seal up the game here. Definitely an interesting game, though. I wish we saw the Superior come out, but Calm Mind was really interesting on the Gardevoir. I also could have doubled up onto Vivillon turn 1, but I actually forgot Vivillon's base speed because I haven't seen it in forever. I thought it was actually faster than Lele, so yeah. I'm actually going to double check that right now because that's something I should know, but I honestly haven't seen that since early VGC 2015 / late VGC 2014, so it's been a very long time. But yeah, I thought it was faster than Lele, but I think I'm going to be wrong, and yeah, it's base 89, so I should have known that. So what I actually could have done was just doubled up onto the Vivillon for a knockout immediately, because I am max speed Lele, so I knew I was going to outspeed it, even if it was max speed. If I double up into a knockout, Gardevoir then gets the Calm Mind off, but then I don't even fall asleep, and then I can just protect Tailwind. And I guess I'd actually be in the same position anyway, which is kind of funny. Yeah. So because if I double up into Vivillon, maybe you bring out Feeny instead then. And if you bring out Feeny, then I'll Z move Tailwind. But more or less, I'm actually in the same position, I think. So it actually doesn't make too much of a difference, but obviously knowing its base speed still would have been better. We're going to go up against a Sand team. This is, I think, a really awful matchup for me. Volcarona as well. We saw Wolf's team with Volcarona at Internats, and that obviously was quite strong. The Latios is definitely the interesting one here to me, I think. It's probably still better to go Driftlele. Yeah. Because you can't knock out my Drifloon with the Excadrill. Driftlele, Blastoise. I mean, turn 1 I can just Tailwind and Moonblast. And probably Bulu. Yeah, Bulu's, especially with the Feeny. I mean, I feel like every team we played against with this team has had a Feeny. As a result, I'm always forced to bring Bulu. Like I mentioned, though, you can really swap the Amoonguss out for something. Like, let's say, I don't know, something like Zapdos and Lilith. I just didn't want to use like the Pokemon that you guys always see. So it's like I didn't really want to use Incineroar, even though I think it would fit onto this team decently well. Zapdos could be interesting. Something like Zapdos with Z move as another option, so I don't have to go Driftlele. Zapdos, like offensive Zapdos plus Incineroar, so I could go like with Rain Dance. And my brother actually used offensive Zapdos with Rain Dance, but that had Tapu Fini on his team at Internats. I think that could be kind of cool, where you go like Incineroar, Zapdos, Fake Out, Tailwind, you turn out with Incineroar, Z move, get Blastoise in. Either way, let's see how this game goes. I'm going to go Driftlele. My opponent's going to go Excadrill Zapdos. So I'm actually going to be faster from the get-go, which is interesting. Because I'm definitely going to Tailwind. Actually, I don't necessarily want to Tailwind immediately. I could double up onto Zapdos, but then, like, I want to burn the Excadrill. Could also just Shadow Ball Psychic the Excadrill. Or just Tailwind. I'm going to Tailwind Z move Zapdos, I think. Oh, Excadrill. I mean, Tyranitar's coming in. Ah, that was such an obvious freaking play. I wanted to Z move the Excadrill really bad, too. It's a nice play. I mean, this is fine, though. I can just Rain Dance next turn and Water Spout. Especially if Lele goes down here, but kind of frustrating. Especially because I also wanted to Will-O-Wisp the Excadrill. But I think Tailwinding there is still my best bet, because now I've got speed control. That's a great switch-in by my opponent, though. Very great switch-in. Excadrill Sword Dances. Okay, interesting. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Because I'm faster now with Tailwind and Drifloon. I really wish I Z-moved Excadrill. That would have been nice. I'm going to Rain Dance here and Moonblast the Tyranitar. Because that might just knock out Tyranitar. Oh, nice switch. Getting run around right now. I mean, it's still not the end of the world. That's actually a great switching because it does cover the Will-O-Wisp option. Oh, that's great then. Okay, this works out nicely. Excadrill is now guaranteed to be slower, and I get a free Moonblast off. And I'm probably going to just Shadow Ball or double up into Excadrill this next turn. I could even go out into Bulu and Will-O-Wisp it. I think I'm going to double up on Excadrill here, though. Z moving Excadrill turn 1 would have like won me this game instantly, more or less. So I'm kind of angry I didn't take that risk, but oh well. Stays in with both. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to knock it out. Close. Just going to Iron Head. That's fine. Because that's a free switching into Blastoise now. Yeah, and Drifloon is still putting on so much pressure. Just a Muddy Water. That's fine as long as no accuracy drop. So please no accuracy drop. Okay. Yeah, I probably need to go for another Tailwind in this game. So this next turn is interesting. There's still one more turn of Tailwind. What I'm actually going to do, I think, is actually Rain Dance and Spout. I could Shadow Ball Water Spout Tapu Fini, but Fini is not going to knock out Drifloon at this point, and I need to get another Tailwind up, I think, if I want to win this game. So if one play my opponent can make his switch Tapu Fini out into Tyranitar and just protect Excadrill. If that happens, then I'll just knock out the Tyranitar, and I'll get Rain Control, and then I can just Tailwind with Drifloon. The only issue is that Zapdos never took any damage in the back, so I didn't play this great game very well, and it started from turn 1. Fini switches out. Show me Tyranitar. Nice. Okay. Well, that's a start. Especially if Excadrill, like, doesn't protect here. That would be crazy. Either way, though, this is a great turn for me. Because now Excadrill is going to be guaranteed slower. Another Shadow Ball actually will knock it out. I'd probably survive a Thunderbolt from Zapdos unless it's Z, which it very likely could be. It actually doesn't protect Excadrill. Interesting. Okay. I don't get that. I mean, sure. Nice. Probably expecting to just get Tyranitar in and then switch back out into Zapdos, but being able to Rain Dance on a Tyranitar coming in and setting that up, like, that's just one of the best feelings, honestly. Alright, so I know I've got Bulu in the back, so all I need to do is chunk out the Zapdos enough that Bulu can finish up the deal. This is still a scary game, though, because Zapdos obviously could just Tailwind to match my Tailwind. Or it could just Thunderbolt Blastoise. So Thunderbolt won't knock me out. You'd have to Z move. So I think I am just going to Tailwind here. And go for a Water Pulse into Zapdos. Let's see. If it Z moves, though, Muddy Water might just get the knockout, too. So maybe I risked it too much here. Okay, nice. That's a huge call. I figured the only way I'm really in trouble is if it has, and Blastoise is faster than Fini, which is great. Does so much damage. But it actually procs the berry. And it's, one of those berries. That's not fun. Moonblast going into Blastoise, yeah. No special attack drop, though, which is good. I'm just gonna Shadow Ball Zapdos here. I'm going to double up into it. The reason being, Shadow Ball, actually, Muddy Water, it becomes single target, might knock me out. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just protected. Thunderbolt into Blastoise. That was risky. I should have just protected Blastoise. Does this knock me out? I feel like I survived, but it's honestly really close. Okay. Yeah, that's too close for comfort, but I do get it. Which means it's game now. I made that play figuring I'd survive a Muddy Water, but accuracy drop, crit, or just high damage roll could have been really bad for me there. But now I can just bring out Bulu and it wins the game because I'm Scarfed. So I'm just going to double up into Zapdos, which very rarely has Protect. I guess if Zapdos does have Protect, there's still some mind games here. I'm going to Shadow Ball Zapdos for sure. The question is, what do I do with Bulu? Because if it has Roost and it Roosts here, that'd be really bad news. So I think I should just go for the target onto Zapdos. Woodhammer probably knocks it out actually anyway, but I don't want to risk it. Okay, no protect. Yeah, that should be game. Unless he crits me with Moonblast. I mean, even a crit will knock me out. I actually crit the Zapdos instead, so kind of lucky there. Doesn't really matter much, I think. Because I knock out Zapdos there, and then Feeny has to pretty much go for a Muddy Water, hope for an accuracy drop onto Bulu, and then hope for multiple accuracy drops. So I think I had that game more or less, but that was definitely a scary one. Yeah, I feel like the turn my opponent just didn't even protect Excadrill was kind of questionable. If you protect Excadrill there, then at least Tyranitar goes down, you can bring out Zapdos, and you pressure more damage with Excadrill. So that early Swords Dance is really scary. Great switch in turn 1 there. And I really wanted to Z-move Excadrill just because Z-move under terrain probably still does like 75% or so to Excadrill. I just wanted to maybe pressure the Zapdos out. If it's not bulky Zapdos, I can maybe potentially just knock it out immediately, but I don't think Z-moving Zapdos there was really the best play. And I was worried about my answers against Zapdos in the late game too, but getting that Water Pulse off was really, really big. Alright, we're going to find Fang from Japan with a rating of 1540 for our very, very last game with this team, running a really interesting matchup here. Oh boy. We got Terrakion, the Tapu Bulu, Charizard, Landorus, Milotic, and Whimsicott. So, kind of a fun throwback. Terrakion and Whimsicott was one of the scariest duels to go up against in VGC 2011. Strategy is pretty straightforward. You can Tailwind Protect. You can just beat up into the Terrakion immediately as well. Kind of actually want to go Bulu here. This might seem so weird, but Bulu Drifbloom. Because I actually pressure Terrakion immediately and I can just Tailwind if my opponent leads Terrakion. And then I can switch into Lele. I actually kind of want a Mungus here, but a Mungus still gets wrecked, especially if Whimsicott has Taunt. Drifbloom, Bulu. Do I dare go for that? Reason being, if I go Drift Lele, I Tailwind. He just beats up, then protects and Tailwinds. That would be really bad. Would it be bad, actually? You know what? I want to switch it up a little bit. I'm just saying, what the heck? Why not? Go big or go home, right? It's the last time with this team. Bulu Drifloom. So the idea behind this is, like, if my opponent leads Terrakion Whimsicott, I'm actually in a pretty good spot because I'm Scarf, so I can just target Terrakion. Unless it's Scarf Terrakion, that's still slower than... No, that wouldn't make sense. Alright, it's Terracotta. That's what I wanted to see. Okay. So I'm gonna... If my opponent's not expecting Scarf... I mean, this lead, like, screams that I have Choice Scarf, but still, like, I can still just Tailwind and Woodhammer, and my opponent doesn't have great counterplay to that. And if my opponent, for some reason, doesn't think I'm Scarf, then that's just game over. The Charizard in the back is also an interesting... If it's Charizard Y, I have a significantly better matchup against this team. X is actually scarier. I guess X isn't even that much of a deal, because I can just set up Rain Dance anyway. Now Flare Blitz isn't doing much. But if it's Thunder Punch, that'd be scary. Yeah, you're not going to run Focus Sash on these Terrakions, because obviously you want to go for the beat-up combo. It'd be so funny if it were Sash, though. I like bring it down to the Sash and Whimsicott knocks it out. Either way here, like, my opponent's presumed play, oh, you just Tailwind Protect. And it looks like that's what it's going for. But then I can just go for Woodhammer again into Terrakion next turn. So, I'm glad this lead actually worked out. I didn't think it would. But, fortunately, predicting my opponent's lead helped. Yeah. Cool. Very cool. What do I want to do here now? Charizard could definitely switch in. So I think I'm actually just going to Woodhammer and Shadow Ball Terrakion. Whimsicott could go for an Encore as Terrakion switches out into Charizard. That's probably the worst case scenario. Looks like that's actually what's happening. Let's see if Encore comes out. If there's no Encore, that's fine. Encore could be bad, though. Okay. That's kind of predictable, but whatever. How much does Woodhammer do to Charizard? I'm curious if I can 2-hit knockout it. That would be nuts. Ah, no. Alright, there was an effort. That's fine. I'm gonna withdraw Drifloom out now into Blastoise. Yeah, it's annoying because, like, I had a good lead, but I didn't play the last 2 turns very well. If I switch into Lele there, I'm in a really good spot. I should have switched out into Lele. That was stupid. That was really bad, actually. I got a little bit too overconfident based off who I ended up bringing out. I think it's actually better to chunk the Whimsicott, so I'll Wood Hammer the Whimsicott. I'm gonna switch out. But yeah, I feel like Charizard X actually... Oh. Okay. This is going to be an interesting game then. I really should have switched out on a Lele last turn. That was just like, it's not worth risking it because I cover all my options there. So, it is Charizard X. Okay, that's what I thought based off this team comp. Dang it. I had a good lead and I just kind of squandered away by not playing well. That's my bad. My freaking B. That still does so much damage, jeez. Just gonna Dragon Dance up with Charizard, okay. Interesting. So Bulu's not scarfed. Or it doesn't look like it. I don't think... Does it have Dragon Claw or Thunder Punch? I don't even know if Thunder Punch at +1 knocks me out. You could just Flare Blitz. But then I get Driftlele out. Probably best to... I want to double up into Charizard here, honestly. Because Bulu's not really an issue. I'm going to go for... this is so... No, that's bad. I just predict Bulu protecting here because I could double up into it. But Bulu could also just be faster than me. I don't like this play. I squandered this game away, honestly. I played bad. Alright, he just Flare Blitzes. Okay. Switching out into Lele would have been so good for me. I really screwed that one up. I am faster, but I'm trading 2 for 1 here, which isn't worth. Ice Beaming Bulu would have been better. It's still not over though. Driftlele actually could still really pull this game out. Yeah, very easily could actually. But I don't know. I think I made it like it was a really key mistake not to do what I was saying earlier. But the good thing I've got going for me right now is you can bring out Terrakion, which it's not going to knock either of my Pokemon out, or you can bring out Whimsicott, but then I'll outspeed Bulu. Actually does end up bringing Terrakion out instead. Alright, now I'm worried because that really could be Rocky MZ Terrakion. If it is Rocky MZ though, I expect it to be Rocky MZ. Does a Shadow Ball knock out Bulu? I'm probably targeting Drifloom here if I'm on my opponent. I want to Will-O-Wisp and Psychic it. Will-O-Wisp would mean I would survive a Rocky MZ. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. I'm feeling the Rocky MZ here. Okay. No switch outs, that's also interesting. This could be bad news for me. There's the Z move, yep. I don't know if I win this still, though. I mean, first of all, who is this targeting? Could just be a double up into Lele. Did target down Lele. If I get doubled up into, I think I still lose then. Yeah, because now I can just get Encored. Probably get doubled up into, too. Should have targeted down Bulu there. I thought it was going to switch out. Oh, he Rock Tombs, though. Okay. Wow. I got saved there. Don't think I should have won this one. Still not over, obviously, but I'm feeling pretty decent now. You can Encore me, but that's fine. I don't want a Z move in case Bulu is Berry and has Protect. That really could be Assault Vest Bulu, though, if it has Rock Tomb. I think Psychic probably knocks it out even if it is Assault Vested, so I'm just going to Psychic and Tailwind here. Yeah, that covers all my options. So Whimsicott's not going to do damage against Lele. Okay, he does Protect. That's fine. What's Whimsicott going for? A Tailwind of its own? Alright, he's just going to Encore me in a Will-O-Wisp. I mean, but how does he win now? Especially because Whimsicott's on a timer. Will-O-Wisp did actually target that. I know. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Probably goes for the double here, I think, with Bulu. So, because he probably goes for the double, do I Z-move the Whimsicott and Will-O-Wisp Bulu? Because if he gets the double and I don't knock out Whimsicott, I'm actually in trouble. This is really tough. I think he's going to go for the double. But I think I might be overthinking this as well. But the thing is, Will-O-Wisp will allow me to survive an attack from Bulu as well. Yeah, he does go for it. Well, okay. And he did end up getting it, which is crazy. Do I still win though? That's the question. It's just like without knowing Whimsicott's other moves, I feel like I needed to get the knockout here against it. Maybe Z move in terrain actually still knocks out Bulu from the range that it's at, but I doubt it. This is gonna be a really close finish now. If it has Berry, like that's what I'm worried about. Okay, so Whimsicott's gone. The safest place to protect Will-O-Wisp here. Especially because I only have one more turn of Encore. But I want to just Psychic. I actually am going to Psychic here. Yeah, because it's my last turn of being Encored. If you knock out Lele, then I get the burn off and I can just Shadow Ball you. And I think he might overextend and target Drifloon here. Yeah. Oh! That was crazy. Basically, the play I made there... I mean, that doesn't end up mattering. I assume Psychic knocks it out here. Oh, my goodness. That was a crit, but I don't think that one mattered. Basically, what I was saying there is, okay, it's so obvious Lele's going to want to protect. If I protect and Will-O-Wisp, maybe he still knocks me out with a Wood Hammer. In this play that I'm making, if you do expect Lele to protect and you target down Drifloon, I just win the game, which is what happened. Even if you do knock out Lele, I get the burn off. And as long as you're not Berry, then I'll survive a Rock Tomb the next turn and Shadow Ball will knock you out. If it is Berry, though, then it becomes a little bit scary, and I think I actually probably lose the game. But yeah, predicting that Protect ended up helping out just because it limited Whimsicott to not doing anything. And we do end up with a win in our very last game with this team. So 3 wins in a row to close it out. I'm pretty happy. That last game, I think I played really poorly because I led incredibly well and countered my opponent completely. And then I didn't play it to how I should have. The first turn was fine. Turn 2, I definitely should have switched out into Tapu Lele because most Charizards are actually slower anyway. My opponent didn't have terrain control. If I switch into Lele, the Whimsicott's absolutely useless. I put on pressure against Charizard, and I can actually switch back out into Drifloon to put on even more pressure. So that was a really critical mistake that I made. Fortunately, I ended up winning the game, but my opponent also could have won if he just targeted the Lele instead of Drifloon with the Rock Tomb that turn. So yeah, that was crazy. But that's going to be it with this team, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching it. These were some really fun games, and I'm pretty happy with how the team performed. Post a paste bin and a showdown export tomorrow for you guys to try out. Once again, definitely not the best team, but pretty exciting to play with, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed playing with it. So yeah, it's going to be it for this one. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, peace.